What's up, what's going on, legends? It's your boy Errl Shatter here, and in today's video we're going to be discussing the best class setup for the M4A1 after update 1.08. So in 1.07 it got a nerf, here in 1.08 it got a nerf. We're going to talk about these a little bit. We're also going to of course discuss the best class setup, like I said, for this weapon to make sure you guys are out there using this weapon to its full potential so you can dominate the game. But if you guys do enjoy this content at any time, make sure you guys go down below and show your support for the channel by smashing that like button. Go ahead and throw that goal of 50 likes on today's video. Also, if you guys are interested in finding your way back to the channel, make sure you guys do hit that subscribe button alongside that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future content. Now, the M4A1 has been a very dominant weapon so far here in Modern Warfare. It's basically been the go-to weapon for players since the launch of the game. It also dominated during the beta as well. Now, this weapon is something that you're going to get killed by frequently. It's probably one of the first weapons people are going to get gold. I know that there's some people out there who already have this weapon gold and continue to use it on the regular. Now, at this point that we're talking about it in this video, it has received not only one nerf with update 1.07, but also a second nerf with update 1.08. And let me tell you, the weapon is still super strong. I'm hoping that it's going to balance it out just a little bit more, make the other weapons in the assault rifle category feel more effective. And not only that, maybe influence some players out there to kind of switch things up, maybe try a different assault rifle or a different weapon in general. Honestly, I would love to see some more variety out there on the battlefield. I'd love to be killed by something other than the M4A1. And for somebody like me who likes to use more variety in weapons, I mean, I've been trying all kinds of different guns so far. Overall, I just try to get a weapon to its max level so that I can unlock all the attachments, so that I can share with you guys what I believe to be the best class setups so that you guys could have the most success out there on the battlefield. The first nerf came to the M4A1 with update 1.07. Now, this nerf introduced a reduction to the damage range alongside increasing the recoil slightly. Now, obviously, by reducing the damage range, you're going to make it a little less powerful in those long-range engagements, and obviously make people have to plan a little bit more accordingly. Honestly, this first nerf didn't seem really effective. Didn't seem like it did a whole lot at all. You could really only notice the recoil change. Now, across the board as well, in update 1.07, the assault rifles were nerfed a tad. They increased the hip spread to reduce effectiveness up close. Alongside, they gave it less damage at long range for full auto 5.56 rifles. This includes the M4A1. Now, with our second nerf, which came with update 1.08, which was obviously very recent, the ARs across the board got a minor hip spread adjustment, and then the M4 specifically got increased hip spread, but it got a decrease to damage to the head. Now, in order to get obviously a reduction in the time to kill, you're going to have to get 2 headshots to reduce that TTK at a close to medium range, and you're still going to need to get at least 1 headshot to reduce that TTK from medium to far. So obviously there is a pretty decent nerf to this weapon. I feel like it's balanced it out quite a bit. It's going to make it a little bit less effective, but it is definitely still a very good weapon, definitely reliable, and can still be used to absolutely destroy your opponents. Now that we've covered the nerfs that have come in the recent updates for the M4A1, let's go ahead and talk about our best class setup so that you guys can be prepared to absolutely dominate with this weapon, even after update 1.08, even after both of these nerfs, like I said. Let's go ahead and start with our barrel attachment. For our barrel attachment, we're using the stock M16 Grenadier or Grenader, whichever you prefer, which increases damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil control, but it also does decrease the ADS speed and movement speed. For our optic, we are running the GI Mini Reflex. Personally, I love these smaller sights quite a bit more. Obviously, it's very simple, has a red dot on it. It doesn't take up too much of your screen, but it does still allow you to, be a little bit more accurate and hit those long distance targets a little bit better. Our stock, we are going to be looking at the SynGuard Arms Invader. You guys have probably seen a majority of players using this on their M4A1. It increases aim walking speed, and it also does decrease the aiming stability. For our underbarrel attachment, we are looking at the Commando Foregrip. It increases recoil stabilization, so with that nerf increasing the recoil a little bit, it's going to be very nice to have on our weapon. And it also, of course, increases aiming stability, which we slightly decreased with our SynGuard Arms Invader stock, so it's nice to kind of pull it in the other direction a little bit. But the negative is, of course, that it decreases movement speed, so we're going to be a little bit slower. And for our last attachment, we have the rear grip. We are running the Stifled grip tape. This is increasing ADS speed and our sprint to fire speed, So we did kind of decrease our ADS speed a little bit while putting on the stock M16 Grenadier. So it is nice, again, to put that in the other direction, and of course increase our sprint to fire speed, but this does decrease the aiming stability a little bit as well. Now that we've covered all the attachments that builds this absolutely incredible best class setup, let's go ahead and talk about something that is a little bit different for this weapon. Technically, for the M4A1, you can have two best class setups, or basically two different setups that are equally as powerful, equally as successful. And what I mean is, the Corvus Custom Marksman barrel has almost the exact same benefits as the stock M16 Grenadier. However, the ADS speed is actually faster by 1 frame. So if you guys are obviously thinking about it from that point so far, you're going to be wondering, why am I not using the Corvus Custom Marksman? Originally, I actually was running this barrel instead. However, I was running it alongside the compensator, which is a very decent class setup. If you guys want to try that instead, you're more than welcome to switch that barrel out for the custom Corvus, and of course add the compensator instead of the stippled grip tape. And the reason that is because the M16 Grenadier technically has a further range by 2.5 meters, and you get around the difference in the ADS time by running that stippled grip tape. The stippled grip tape changes the ADS time by 2 frames, so by taking the compensator off, putting on the stippled grip tape, and by switching the Corvus Custom Marksman to the M16 Grenadier, we're getting that extension of 2.5 meters, which is basically not noticeable at all. But of course, we are able to get around that small difference in the ADS speed by running that stippled grip tape instead. So, based on these stats, either setup can technically be correct, and either of them can technically be a best class setup. So if you guys want to try out each of these just to see which one, maybe you like the visuals of how one looks over the other, or maybe you just feel like you do better with one over the other, just know either way, you're using the best class setup for the M4A1. I think it's safe to say that the M4A1 is still a very usable weapon. Like I said, the nerf didn't put this thing into the dirt. It's still a top assault rifle for sure, but if you feel like the nerf has you down, maybe you finally are interested in trying a different weapon, I highly suggest going out there and giving the Kilo a fair shot. It is a very good weapon. I enjoy using it a lot, and I do actually have a best class setup on the channel for those of you looking to try out that weapon. You guys will have very good success with that gun as well. For the most part, I enjoyed using the Kilo more than I have the M4A1, but I also would recommend trying out the AK-47 if you guys are able to control the recoil. It is a very dominant weapon. Honestly, the AK-47 is probably the best gun that I've used without attachments on it at all. Now, across the board, we have covered everything from the nerfs to the best class setup with the M4A1. So if you guys did enjoy this content at any time, or you found this video helpful in any way, make sure you guys go down below and show your support for the channel by smashing that like button. Like I said earlier, we do have that goal of 50 likes on today's video. Also, we are closing in on 3,000 subscribers. If you guys want to be a part of that journey, make sure you guys do smash that sub button alongside that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future content. Appreciate you guys for all the support in today's video, all the support on the channel, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Peace!